Hello, I'm Vinny from Arctropics Games. In the previous video, I shared my technique on how I modeled a highway-style looped racetrack in Blender and then imported into Godot Engine. I decided to continue that project by adding a car and showing how to use the vehicle body node, add player controls and some sounds. I will be using a car that I modeled in Blender. The model is available on our website. The link will be in the description of this video. You can download and use it if you like, or if you want to use a model of your own, you can go ahead and do that as well. The process is pretty much the same. So let's start with Blender. We have to make a few adjustments to our model before we export for Godot Engine and make the driving game. First step is to save a copy of the original blend file before we make any changes to it. This way, if we mess up anything, we can start from the beginning. Also, since we will be applying all the modifiers before exporting the model, it makes sense to keep a model with all the modifiers just in case we later decide to make some changes to the model. The car model that I made has a subdivision surface modifier applied to it. We first need to remove the subdivision surface modifier from all the different parts of the car. Since we are going to use this model for a game, so let's try to keep the number of the polygons limited. Make sure you do not remove the mirror modifier from any of the objects. After you have removed the subdivision surface modifier, let's apply the mirror modifier for all the different parts of the car. We can also select an option to apply all the modifiers while exporting the model, but I prefer to apply modifiers myself so that I know that all of them have been applied correctly and the model looks and behaves as desired. The next important thing to do before we export for Godot is to make sure that each wheel is a separate object and has its origin set at its center. This is a very important step, otherwise the wheels might not move correctly in Godot. Select the front wheel. If both front wheels are joined, then enter the edit mode by hitting Tab, then press Alt+A to deselect everything, and then select any one vertex on the wheel and press Ctrl+L. This will select all linked vertices. To separate them, press P to get the separate menu and select Selection option to separate the selected wheel from the other. This will separate the selected pixels and make a new object. Press Tab to exit the edit mode. Now you can see that the left and the right front wheels are two different objects. Select the rear wheels. Hit Tab to enter the edit mode and then press P. This time choose Loose Parts option. Press Tab again to exit the edit mode. Now all four wheels should be separate objects. The center point of the wheels is not exactly where the front wheels rotate when steering. So for the wheels, we will change the origin point. Select a wheel and hit Tab to enter the edit mode, and select the faces at the back side of the wheel. Press Shift+S and select Cursor to Selection. This will bring the cursor to the center of the selected face. Now hit Tab to exit the edit mode, and then go to the window menu, and under Object, Set Origin, select Origin to 3D Cursor. After this, you will notice that the origin point of the wheel has changed to the center of the backside. This is the ideal pivot point for the wheels when steering or rotating. Now let's do the same for the remaining wheels. Don't forget to save the file. Now select the car body parts and the four wheels. Then go to the main menu and under File, Export, select the gLTF 2.0 option to export in format that is easily understood by the Godot engine. In the Export window, choose Format as gLTF binary. In the Include section, check Selected Objects to make sure we export only the selected objects. The other options under this section should be unchecked. Make sure that in the Transform section, Y up is checked. This is because in Godot Engine, the Y-axis is the up and down axis. In the geometry section, UV and normals should be checked and the rest should be unchecked. Give a file name and location and hit Export gLTF 2.0 button. Now we should have our Godot compatible model. Let's now import the model into Godot and set up the vehicle body node. I'm using Godot version 3.4.2 for this video, and I recommend minimum version 3.4 for this tutorial to go smoothly without any issues. I will be using a highway racetrack in this video. I have already made a tutorial on how to model this track in Blender and import in Godot. So let's go ahead and run Godot Engine. Make a new project in Godot. Select a folder and then give your project a name. You can choose any name you like. Use the OpenGL ES 3.0 for rendering. Make a new folder under the repository and name it Vehicle. Drag and drop your exported model into the Godot window under Vehicle folder. The Godot engine will import the model and also make separate files for its textures. We now need to open the imported model to edit it. Double-click on the GLB file to edit it. It will show you a dialog box. Just select New Inherited option to enter the edit mode of the car model. We have all the car body parts and 4 wheels inside the model. Go to the root node and right-click to get the context menu. Now select Change Type option. Search for Vehicle and select Vehicle Body. This will change the root node from a spatial type node to a vehicle body type node. I will also change the name of the node to Car. You can see that there is a warning sign next to the vehicle body node. We need to add a collision shape for the vehicle. Let's add a collision shape node under the vehicle body node. Now in the inspector window, click on the empty next to the shape option and select New Box Shape. Adjust the box collider shape as per the shape of the vehicle. I will use 2 collider shape nodes, one for the main body and one for the windshield. If you are using any other model, then add the collision shapes as per your model's requirement. Now we have to add the vehicle wheel node. When I add the vehicle wheel under the root node, it adds it at the center of the root object, but I want to add it to the center of the wheel. Instead of manually adjusting the location of the node, I will use a simpler technique. First, I will rename the wheels as per their position. Front left, rear left, front right, and rear right. Now select the wheel front right node, and with this node selected, press Ctrl A and add a vehicle wheel node. This will add the vehicle wheel node under the wheel front right node. Select the vehicle wheel node and drag it out from under the wheel front right node to the root node. Select the vehicle wheel node again and rename it to vehicle wheel _ front right. Now go to the Transform tab in the inspector. Do not change the translation, but reset the rotation and the scale values. Now we can drag the wheel front right node under the vehicle wheel front right node to make the wheel a child of the vehicle wheel node. The vehicle wheel front right node should have aligned perfectly with the wheel. To make sure that the node and the wheel have aligned properly, look out for the circle and the arrow. The circle should be in line with the wheel and the arrow pointing forward. Let's repeat the same process for the remaining wheels. After you have made all the changes, press Ctrl S to save the scene. It will ask you for a name. I will save it as car.tscn. We have now set up the vehicle body and the vehicle wheel nodes. The vehicle is still not ready to hit the road yet. We need to write a script to control it. In the next video, I will create a scene with the road and make the car move.